Tomorrow is the last day on the job for Defense Secretary Jim Mattis. It is likely the end of a military career that began 50 years ago, and a departure that frankly worries a lot of people who see Secretary Mattis as a stabilizing force in the Trump administration. One of those is retired four-star Army General Stanley McChrystal.
If we have someone who is as selfless and as committed as Jim Mattis, resigns his position, walking away from all the responsibility he feels for every service member in our forces, and he does so in a public way like that, we ought to stop and say, okay, why did he do it? We ought to ask what kind of commander-in-chief he had that Jim Mattis, the good Marine, felt he had to walk away.
If you were asked to join the Trump administration, what would you say?
I'd say no. I think it's important for me to work for people who I think are basically honest, who tell the truth as best they know it.
You think he's a liar?
I don't think he tells the truth.
Is Trump immoral in your view?
I think he is.
So, Sam, when you hear that from someone like Stanley McChrystal, who we should point out probably is not going to be the next defense secretary based on that interview, I mean, what kind of impact do statements like that have?
Well, Ryan, criticizing the president is nothing new. It comes with the territory. But this is a brave new world. We have an unprecedented number of nonpartisan public servants expressing concern over the president's policies, and we have a president who can't just let it go. He responds to this criticism almost as easily as he responds to flattery. He's consistently distracted. But his policies aren't just having an impact on American commentary, they're directly impacting the federal workforce. We've had senior officials resign in protest over his policies, and replacing them is going to be increasingly difficult every day that goes by that he lashes out at another American or makes another impetuous decision. At the same time, the financial incentives for going into the U.S. government and staying are diminishing by the day. Many of us didn't join the U.S. government for large paychecks, but we need to be able to pay our bills. A quarter of the federal workforce isn't being paid as we speak because of the shutdown. And even if that is ameliorated, President Trump has announced that he's freezing federal wages in 2019. While he lauds private sector wage growth, he's saying that federal workers don't deserve the same kind of benefits. Retention and recruitment of talent in 2019 is going to be very difficult.